Hello, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Team Website Overview. I'm going to show you how to launch your team site and also how to make edits. If you're a Rainmaker or a team member with enhanced or unlimited permissions, you will have the ability to edit the things I show you today. And so if you, for some reason, while I'm going through the class, notice that you don't have the same thing on your screen or can't access it, can't edit it for whatever reason, it may be due to your team permissions, but you can always reach out to us and we'll be happy to take a closer look just to confirm that for you. If you're here with me live, drop those questions in the chat. Again, like we were talking about, I will definitely try to get those answered for you in real time. Um, and I'll also be staying a couple of minutes after class to help get them answered for you as well. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. All right. And so I do want to give a little disclaimer at the top of the class. If you're a Rainmaker, the team site is hosted underneath your command profile. And you will need to make sure that you have that new site experience, that you do not have the KW legacy version of the KW site. Pretty sure everybody has been at least manually updated to that KW experience now. So we shouldn't be seeing any more of the legacy sites. But just in case, if you have any questions, you're not seeing the same options I show you today, you can always reach out to us and we can double check your account. So you will want to make sure you have that new KW experience launched for your agent site, your individual site, in order to have access to the team site. And again, if you have people on your team that you want to be able to edit this for you or make changes, you will want to adjust their team permissions to be enhanced or unlimited. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in here on your screen. What you're seeing there is a team website. I just want to show you a couple of differences between what the team website is going to look like and do versus a KW agent site, just so you have a little bit of an overview. So on this team site, first thing that you may notice is right here. It says Meet the Team. There is a Meet the Team page. I'll go ahead and click on it and show you what it looks like. It gives like a team biography instead of an individual agent biography, and it will also show your team members for you. We're going to jump in this in more detail. I'll show you how you can actually add other people. Maybe you have preferred partners that work alongside you with your team, maybe an admin or transaction coordinator, things like that, that you can actually add to your page manually. So we'll jump in. I just want you to see that this will actually list all your team members for you if you would like. Versus if I jump over here to an individual agent site, notice that it has the About tab at the top right. Yours probably says About Me, or About the Agent, however you've chosen to label it. But that is solely about that one agent, and our link's probably not going to work. It halfway worked. We do a lot of demo with with our website, so the links usually aren't generally what you would see. But if you click on the About Me agent tab right there, it usually says your details and your biography, and will have your individual agent headshot right there. So again, going back to the team site, there we go. When we come back to the home page, just remember that Meet the Team is one of the biggest benefits of the team site. That way you can highlight your entire team. Another difference that you'll notice is if you scroll down, while it still has the same sections as an individual agent site, when you get down to the Contact Us form, you'll notice, well, it says Contact Us instead of Contact Me. And you'll also get your team logo. If you have one added to your marketing profile, it will display it right here in front of your photo. It will also have the team name right here. So you get to have the team branding throughout this site. Another benefit of the team page is any contacts entered into this website will automatically be added into the team contacts in Command instead of the personal contacts like you would under an individual agent. Even a step better is once you have your team site launched fully, your team members will have an individual link inside of their command that they can actually share. It is a specialized link to the team site that will show them on the home page right here in the headshot. It will have their information on the contact form, yet it will still be branded to the team, but it will be specific to them. They can use that in their marketing and any contacts then entered into the contact form using their special link will automatically be added into the team contacts and assigned to them. It's a way that your team members can be rewarded for their marketing efforts as they will be able to capture leads that are automatically assigned to themselves and not lose them to other team members. It won't go into the unassigned lead pool. They'll be able to capture those for themselves. So that is another big benefit. Excuse me. Gotta love those auto tabs on computers where they open the news for you. Okay, now that we've looked over the general differences between a team site and an agent site, let's actually look at how to edit and set up your team site. First, we're going to go to the team marketing profile. We'll come back over to Command here and log in. And again, for this initial launch, you will want to be within the Rainmakers account. And once here in Command, you will want to come over to your name in the top right, zoom in a little bit for you, your name in the top right, toggle over to your team account. So we'll choose the team. From there, you would click your name again and go into settings. Once you're in settings, over on the left-hand side, under connect settings, you would then go to marketing profile. Now, Scott's not the Rainmaker, so I'm actually going to pull up a little bit of a slideshow here. There we go. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. What a horrible Southern saying. Anyway, I needed to clear my throat, in other words. Um, this is what that team marketing profile is going to look like under the Rainmakers logins. The very first thing you'll notice is a toggle over here to the right. Once you're done filling in the information for the first time and launching the site, you will want to make sure this is toggled on green. That means that all this great information you just entered on the marketing profile will actually display on that team site. Just below that is your team logo. You'll want to go ahead and upload it here. Do know it works best if it's a 360 by 360 perfect square. If you need help adjusting that, that is something we can help you do. But you'll go ahead and click the upload button and it will show a preview for you right here once it is uploaded. And then just below that, this is where we will actually choose the subdomain or what we call the website URL for your KW team site. Now, you can update it and create a brand new one by typing in the information right here in this field. You will click the disclaimer and then click Claim Team Subdomain. It will give you tiny little print right here in this area letting you know if it was claimed for you. And then that becomes your URL, like this would be thegreatteam.kw.com. However, we have seen in some cases where, like, the Rainmaker may have been an individual agent previously. Well, obviously would have been. Excuse me, guys. Hopefully my voice is going to hang in there with us. And so let's say the Rainmaker actually has an individual agent site with the same domain that they actually want to use now for their team. That happens quite often, and that's 100% okay. and doable. Instead of choosing update subdomain, you would go to transfer subdomain right here. This is the case again where you're wanting to take the domain you used for the Rainmaker's individual agent site and now use it for the team site. So you would click transfer subdomain. It would show you the subdomain that is currently associated with the individual agent's site. You click the disclaimer and then click transfer subdomain as this what would show on your screen then. It will give you tiny print again right here, letting you know if it was successful. And it will also ask you to pick a new website URL for the Rainmaker's individual site. Now that you're taking the subdomain from their individual agent site and using it for the team, you will need something for their individual site. In most cases, let's say the Rainmaker is John Doe, we would just make the individual Rainmaker's agent site be johndoe.kw.com, just as a placeholder, because you do have to always keep that individual agent site and the team site. Okay, let me know if you have any questions about that. But the bottom line is, if you already have a subdomain that you like to use assigned to an agent site, yes, you can transfer it to your team. Okay. Once you've selected your subdomain here and claimed it, we can move a little further down on the marketing profile and you would fill in your team details, your team name, a slogan if you have one. If not, you can put a space. But next would be designations and credentials that you can enter as well. And you will see the KW Team app link right here. Um, this is for an app experience, KW app, that would actually show branded to the team instead of an individual agent. That's not editable. So we have a little X there. You can always copy that link though if you need it. Next is military affiliation. The X just means it's not a required field, but you can always enter that if you'd like. Even if you're not active military, you can put that you are a military spouse, family member, or just a supporter too. Next would be the bio. This is going to be again for the team bio. So you'll want to go through and word it as such. Instead of I statements, use we statements, things like that. Go ahead and enter your bio here. And then you'll have an opportunity to choose an office phone and email right here. Both of these fields are required. Do recommend, um, that's funny, they have a phone number in the email field. Hmm, interesting. That should be an email address. Um, I've taught with this before, never noticed that that's what they have. Okay. And so for the office number and your email address, we do recommend having that one email, that one phone number for your team that you're using on social marketing and stuff like that. Also, in this case, when it will be on your team website, um, that just makes for consistent branding and for leads to be able to easily reach you. And so, whatever that information is for your team, you would put it here. And for your website right here, this is where you can put your own team website. Again, this is a marketing profile for Command. So it doesn't just brand to your website, it will brand onto any marketing that you do through the team account, like Smart Plans or campaigns, designs that you create, social posts. It goes on. But the website that you would like displayed on your marketing, you would enter right here. You can also have a custom domain. Maybe you've purchased one from GoDaddy.com or something similar. We can actually help you direct that towards your KW site if you would like to use it. So either way, whichever website URL that you want to show on your marketing, you would add it here. A little disclaimer, if it is a KW agent or team site, You would just want to make sure that you don't have www included in it. It's actually not compatible with the KW sites, and it's not needed, honestly, for most websites nowadays. So just make sure you don't have www in there. And also having this HTTPS colon forward slash before the team website will actually help this be a hyperlink on your marketing. So leads can just one touch and be taken right to your site. Okay. Next on your marketing profile will be your market center information. More than likely, this has already been completed by, especially us, if we've set you up, Scott Leroy Marketing, this will already be entered for you. But maybe you've either expanded to a new market center, multiple market centers, or you've transferred and you need this to be updated. You can let us know and we'd be happy to help, or you can just adjust that information here within adding in the logo and entering your license number and the market center website information right here. This particular field is grayed out. You're unable to market or to change this. That's because it's pulling from the Rainmakers individual marketing profile and with whatever market center they have chosen as their primary market center. Okay. There's a different way to edit that if you ever need to. Go on to the next section. This is property limits. A little funny place to have it. I believe it's now moved underneath settings, but sometimes we're still seeing it on the team marketing profile. But this is a setting of what would affect leads when they're on your team site. How many properties do you want them to see and be able to preview before being required to enter their contact information? I don't know if you've ever been on one of the KW sites when this is set to like 10 properties, every property that lead gets to view, they will have a little pop-up from the bottom of the screen that'll say, you have 9 more properties you can view. You have 8 more properties you can view, and so on. And then once they've exhausted the number of properties they can view, they will have a pop-up that covers their screen. It will require them to enter their information before they can continue to look at more properties. So you get to decide how many properties they can view on your team site. You can leave it unrestricted, means they can view as many properties as they want and will never be forced to enter their contact information. You have 10 properties, 2 properties, or none, which means they cannot view any properties without entering their contact information first. You would make the choice here for that and move down the marketing profile. Your compliance section is next. If you are in a state or location that does require some compliance, you can add that here, like for our Texas agents. If you want to add a footer here, even the links that you would like to add, or any images that you would like to be on here. Sometimes agents get real creative with this legal footer image as well, even though it is teeny, it is teeny tiny. You can still add things in. We've seen them add their credentials, like maybe you're a seller representative specialist, so you have an SRS logo, something like that. You can add those here if you'd like. Just know they'll be tiny on your site, but they'll be there. And next below that is the social section. You can add links to your team's social profiles right here. Just a little disclaimer, make sure they actually go to your profile, like a public profile link, and do not require the consumer to actually log in to view your profile. So whatever link you've entered in here, just throw it into a browser really quick and make sure it allows you to view your profile without being required to log in. A lot of platforms will have a pop-up and suggest that they log in, but usually you can X out of that and still be able to view the profile. That's the link that you want, a public profile link. So you can add these in, and when you do, at the very top and bottom of your KW sites, you will see the miniature icons like for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and also Twitter or X. They will have the little tiny icons that are hyperlinked to your profiles for you. Okay. That's also a great way to kind of increase your SEO as well, your search engine optimization. Have your social platforms linked to your website. And then also on your social platforms, go add your new KW Team website link. And that way they're all linked together and more likely to appear in search engine results. Next, you will have a section for Google Analytics. If you're not familiar with this, it is a way that Google will track the activity on your KW Team site. We can actually help set this up for you, or we have a tip video on our YouTube channel that will show you how to set up Google Analytics. There are a couple of places now due to updates that you will want to put this Google tracking ID. This is one of them on the marketing profile. So you would enter it here, and then at the very bottom of your marketing profile, you'll just want to click Save after you've added all of your information. Now, remember that toggle that I showed you very first thing? Let me go back through my pages here up to the top. Now that you've saved your information, circle back and make sure that that toggle is toggled on green. This should officially launch your KW Team site, and you should be good to go. Okay, now that it's launched, let's look into how to actually make edits to it and personalize the default settings to it. Okay, so I'm going to jump out of these slides really quick and go back to our command view here. There we go. I'm going to circle back to home just to give you some orientation of where we are. So from right here in command, to make edits to your team site, you would come here to the websites tab on the bottom left. There we go. And as long as you have access, remember permissions. If you're the Rainmaker or you have enhanced or unlimited permissions on your team, you should be able to toggle to the team profile if you're not already, right here in the top right. And this would actually show you the team site listed right here. We obviously do not have permissions on this team to make changes to that particular website from here. We'll jump in a second and I'll show you how to do the expert mode. But from right here, you should see your team website listed, the URL that you just chose. And we're going to go right here to settings just to review some of the default settings to show you some changes that you can make. From here, when you scroll down, you will notice the subdomain is here as well for the team site. You can make changes if you would like, but this is what I really want to show you right here under app URL. This is the agent's individual app URL. If they choose to use this on marketing, it would actually show just that individual agent. But if they come right here under their team referral links, they do have a team member app link. This means it shows that agent with the team branding and the team name on that app. Any lead that signs up for an account or registers on this app will be added into the team contacts and automatically assigned to that particular team member. Again, a way to reward your team members for their marketing efforts is that they would get to have ownership, or not ownership, they would be able to be assigned automatically to that lead and not risk it being put into the unassigned team pool. Okay. The other link that you'll see here is just the generic team app link right here that will show the team branding on the app. And remember at the beginning of class, I said that there is a specific team website link within each team member's command account that would brand just to them with the team branding. They would be the agent showing on the home page of the team site along with the team logo, and any lead entered into that site would automatically be assigned to them under the team account. This is that link right there. They can actually, excuse me, this is that link right there. They can actually Give me just a second. This is supposed to be, okay, so you should see it underneath the team individual referral link. It should show in yours. Again, we have a little bit of a limit with permission here, but you should see the actual team URL link right here with a forward slash, and it should show a set of letters and numbers just like this over here. Very similar, usually has the agent's KWUID involved in the link, and it is a team member individual referral link that you should see. That's the one that they can put on their marketing profile that will allow them to have leads automatically assigned to them and show that team member on the homepage with the team branding. Okay. Next are preferences. You can actually have Keller Home Loans, have Keller covered showing on the properties on that site, or you can disable this if you don't want that to be advertised. And you also have the option to display neighborhoods on your site. Those are the blue lines and the blue borders. Whenever you search for properties on the KW sites, you can actually have those removed where they don't show if you prefer. Okay. Your forced registration is here as well. We went over that on the team marketing profile, but you have the option to adjust it from here as well. Okay. Now that we've gone over settings, I'm going to click back on my website right here and click Edit Site. This jumps you into some basic changes that you can make to the website. Notice up here that we still have expert mode available, and we will jump into that to go a little deeper here in just a second. I'm going to show you the basic changes, the basic edits that you can make from right here. On the left-hand side, you can choose homepage. You can change your banner images from here. Those are the images that are showing right behind the search bar. You can upload those here. You can delete ones that you currently have or crop them. You can even drag and drop them into a different order if you'd like. Okay. You can update the headline or title that you're seeing in this area. Next is featured properties. Again, just like what you would see on an agent site, you will also have those on a team site. We'll be jumping into these a little bit deeper in just a second when we get into expert mode. But from right here, you can actually toggle this section completely off if you choose by clicking the eyeball, and it will hide featured properties from the home page, or toggle it back on. You can adjust the title and the description and even adjust the center point. If you have this set up for dynamic settings within featured properties or featured listings, it will pull listings within a certain radius of the center point. So if you want to enter that or edit it, you can do that from here. And you can also use the slide rule to move back and forth for the radius of that location. Coming on down, you have a little bit of a filter if you'd like to add it. Maybe there's a particular price range that you would like to show on your team site. You can adjust that min and max from here. Next is testimonials. These are reviews that have been entered into your team site, and you can choose to have this show on your home page if you would like, or if not, you have that eyeball again to use it. As soon as you click it and the slash shows over the top, it will gray out this area. We'll choose to keep it on there. From here, the only thing you can do with testimonials in basic mode is to adjust the headline and the description. Below that is the blog list. You see the option to continue having that on the home page or not, and you can adjust the headline and description here. Okay, gives you that disclaimer, letting you know you have many more options within the expert mode. Okay, so we're actually going to jump over to that expert mode. If you made any changes right here, you can always click publish to save those changes. And also the styling option over here on the left, you do get to choose the theme of your team website. If you would like, you simply click on which one you would prefer. And once you've chosen one, you can click publish in the top right-hand corner. Just note that some of the darker themes that you have, like slate dark and carbon dark, they are known to sometimes show text a little darker than desired. Like if you're adding custom content to a custom page and you're entering text there, you just want to double check it after you publish it to make sure it's displaying like you would like. Sometimes it does show a little gray compared to white text and might not be as easily read. Okay. So choose your color and make sure you publish that on your site. And now we can jump into expert mode and go a little bit deeper. Give that a second to load. Right here in the very top, you will want to make sure that this is the site that you want to work on. Now, this already pulled up our team site right here. That is the one that we want to make edits to. But for some reason, if you're only seeing another site, like if you're in leadership or you only see your individual agent site here, you can come right here to this link. It will either be your name or your team name, maybe your market center name, but give that link a click. You should be able to choose the site that you want to work on from this list. We already have our team site selected, so we will click away from that box. And now we can come down here under default pages and move through some of, again, the default settings of this team site and make even further edits. So we'll go ahead and jump into the Meet the Team page. I know you'll see the About the Agent page right here. Remember, currently that is no longer showing on the team website. Instead, it shows a Meet the Team. So we're going to hop over that About the Agent and go right into the Meet the Team page. Once you give that a click, it will open to where you can edit. On the left is where you will enter information, and on the right is where you will see a preview of what those changes should look like on the team site. I'm going to minimize the left-hand sides just so you can see everything that is listed here. Since some of the team updates, you may see the random null listed on some of the titles. Again, hopefully that will be corrected in a couple more updates coming from KW. But for this first section, you can click on that gray bar to expand it. And this is where you can update the background images that show right back here. You don't have to have any if you don't want any, but you do have the option to upload files right here into that area. You can drag and drop them in different orders. You can even decide just to have one and remove an additional one if you'd like. Just make the changes as you would like. Fallback options, you'll start to see that already on the team site. This is not fully launched by KW just yet. They've let us know not to worry about these sections or enter anything. They do not work yet. So you can skip the fallbacks. Headline text can be adjusted here if you would like. And then scrolling down, you'll see the next section for Meet the Team. Over here on the right is that particular area. You do have an option to display or hide this. You don't have to show it if you don't want to, but we assume you want to show your team off. And so we have ours set as display. You can adjust the title or description right here on the left. And then when it comes to your team members, there's a couple of different ways to display these. If you have them on dynamic, it will go ahead and show your team members that are linked to your team within Command. This is set up between you and your MCA, whoever they have added to your team using the MCA's team tool. Those team members will show here on the right on your actual team site. Okay. They will automatically do it because you have it on dynamic. Dynamic, just think of it as not manual. Dynamic is where you would like it to auto pull some information. We'll see this again when we jump into like featured listings. So if you have it on dynamic, your team members will show that are linked to your command team over here on the right, but you can also choose who you would like to be featured team members. If you would like those team members to be shown towards the top of the list, maybe you have a lot of admin staff or preferred vendors that you work with, as far as I should say preferred partners, like a transaction coordinator, things like that. But you want your producing agents to actually show towards the top of the list, then this would be a great way to add those in. You can simply click the plus sign and search through your team members by name. It will show you all the team members that haven't been added to the featured section just yet. It looks like Madison is the only one that hasn't been added to the featured. So you can choose which team member you want. You can also drag and drop and move them if you would like. Notice it's updating on the right-hand side when we do that. There it goes. We want to move Amanda down and actually have Shannon at the top. Give it a second and it will refresh. And that's how you can reorder the featured agents in this particular section. If you don't want anybody to be featured team members, you can always come in and remove those featured agents. They will still show on this page because, again, they're linked to your team, but now they're just going to show in the order that they're here. So typically, it may appear in random order or based on their roles, but we left Scott as a featured so that he does show first at the top, but everybody else defaults to just display on the page. You can also manually add those private team members that you would like. These team members will not be displayed on your site. And so you can come here, search by name. Maybe there's somebody in-house that does not want to be on your site at all. Maybe they're just an internal office person and don't want their face there. You can select them and add them under private team members. Okay. And it just updated. It should not show her anymore. Yeah. So now we do not see her on the right. So that's a way you, again, if you have somebody that does not want to be seen, you can add them under private team members and it will remove them. Next is additional partners. Those people I was talking to you about, like being a preferred partner. Maybe it's somebody that just comes along your side of your team a lot and you couldn't function without them. You want to give them a little cred on your page. So maybe you would add them here. We see a lot of people add like transaction coordinators, personal assistants that may not currently be linked to your command in any way, shape, or form. Guest users. Maybe you have your admin listed underneath your Rainmaker account as a guest user. That way, you would want to come and add them as an additional partner right here. You can do that by clicking the plus. If you don't see them already listed to choose from, you can create new. Notice it went to a blue banner at the top. That's letting you know that you're in a little bit of a pop out and you're actually creating this new partner. So we'll just put their first name, last name. The full name will auto populate. You can give them a title and you can upload an image of them if you would like, if you have one. And you can add their contact information if you would like as well. And once you're done adding that information about that particular person, you would click publish in the top right-hand corner. Now you've created your partner and you can click back to go back to start to continue editing that Meet the Team page. It brings you back to where you were editing. Notice that we have the blank line here for our partner. Now, when we click on this blank line, you should be able to select that partner you chose or just created. So there he is. So we'll choose that. And we should see that person now populate. Here they are, all the way at the bottom, right here. And again, you can always choose to drag and drop these guys in a different order. That should pull him a little higher. There he is, right here after the other team members. Okay. If I wanted to add him more towards the top, I could come up and hopefully be able to add him to a team member if we wanted to, featured. And that is how you would get this page adjusted. The next section is preferred vendors. We'll scroll down a little on the left so that you can see, and on the right. Now, if you do not have any preferred vendors added just yet, you will see this on the right-hand side default to my preferred vendors with this little blurb. It's not yet editable because you don't have any vendors added just yet. So even if we came over here and edit the description and the title, unless you've clicked this link to add a vendor, it will stay defaulted just like this. Some teams have not enjoyed this because it does say my instead of our and I statements instead of we statements. So in order to get this to where you can adjust it, you'll want to come right here, this link, give it a click. This takes a couple of tries, guys. Just FYI, it's not you. It is the link. There we go. It blocked my pop-up. So let me go ahead and allow and try again. There we go. See how much time elapsed between clicking it and it opening? You just got to be real patient with that one. Um, it is like that for everybody. So once you choose that link and it opens in this page, you can now come and create vendors that you would like displayed on your site. You would simply choose Add Vendor at the top right, enter that vendor's information, and click Add Vendor. Once you start building your vendor database, when we go back to that team site to edit it, now you should begin to see your vendors be displayed in this area. You also can choose to show Market Center partners here as well if you want to toggle that on. If your Market Center is using that feature, you should also see their preferred partners as well be displayed. Looks like this Market Center isn't quite using that just yet, um, but it is available here if you want to. Okay. You can always toggle it off if you don't. You do have the option to choose no vendors if you would like, and you can choose to edit that information. So go ahead and make the choice that is best for your team. Once you're done, click save, and that will save your changes to the Meet the Team page. We'll click the KW at the top to come back to the main web editor and visit the next default page that we can make edits to. These are going to look extremely like your individual agent site pages, the home page, and the blog page. So we'll just skim over these, like the home page. Let me minimize the options on the left so that you can see all that are here. And so the first is going to be your search fields up here in the top. So you have the standard settings. Change the title, you can decide to even change the rent option if you just want it to be able to search properties that are for sale instead of for rent. There's your choice with that toggle. You also can change the images that are showing in the background. These used to be called hero images, and sometimes still are, but you'll also hear them referred to as banner images. And you can upload more images. There's also an option here to upload a video, guys. Just FYI, we have yet to see that work accurately. We think that is still in development, but it does have an option to upload a tiny video with no audio, if you would like to try that. Okay, we're hoping with another update that comes through from KW, hopefully that will be in working order. But you can choose as many photos as you would like, choose the order in which they rotate, and that's how you would change your hero images. The next section is going to be featured listings or featured properties. Remember, I showed you how you can edit the basic information. You can do that here if you would like. You can also choose to hide this section entirely if you don't want it to show. But here are more personalizing or more options to personalize this section if you would like to. So you can have the dynamic setting or basic. Remember, I mentioned this earlier. Dynamic will auto-populate listings based on the settings that you have entered here. If you go to basic, you literally have to manually update this every time you want anything changed or done. It will go to basic mode and only the listings you enter right here by hitting the plus and begin typing in the address. Whatever properties you enter here are the only ones that will show on your site. You'll just choose the address and that will be the only property. Okay. So you can add multiple if you would like. Maybe you only want a particular property featured. Maybe that's a selling point that you're offering your clients. I don't know. But you can go ahead and choose that if you would like, or move it over to dynamic. And that's when you get to choose that center point and have a search radius around that particular center point. You also have the option to show properties only in that state, can be a big plus, especially if you're kind of near another state, but you're not licensed in that other area. You can go ahead and toggle this on to make sure that it's only showing for the state that you're licensed in. You can choose a max number to display as well as adjust the radius if you would like. You can also sort the properties however you would like. Maybe you want to see which ones are newest. Days on market or days on site, newest, and you can choose that. Even though this is the dynamic option, which means it will auto-populate based on what's currently on the market when the site is accessed, you do have the option to actually pin listings. So you can still pin maybe your own personal listings to the top if you would like to have them show first. Okay, notice that the two that have been added are in sold status or don't have a photo. You would need to manually still add or remove those pinned listings. So once they sell, you would just come in and click the negative sign to actually remove them. But you can come click the plus and add those in if you'd like. Below this, you do have some more options. Filter listings by, and you can choose to only show your team listings if you'd like. You can also choose to only show listings that are affiliated with your market center. You would just simply toggle whichever one or both on that you would like. For filter listings, you get to choose even more of the details that you want. Maybe you only want to show homes that have 3 bathrooms and up, 5 bedrooms or up, or a certain square footage, certain land size, or maybe even have certain keywords in them. So you can come and adjust this as much as you would like. Okay. Below that is the testimonial section. Scroll down on the right-hand side so you can see that. When consumers, leads, clients enter testimonies on your team site, you can come here to decide which ones actually display on your site. Under dynamic, you would simply come down and choose featured testimonials. You can hit the plus sign and you should see the different testimonials that have been left on your site. If you're not seeing your client's name listed on this list, chances are they may not have completed the process of submitting that testimonial. You may want to ask them to do it again or try to enter it for them. You would do that by going to your team site and clicking the Leave a Review tab underneath the More tab. That's where you can manually enter testimonials, and then you would just come here to make sure that they display. Okay. So when you choose the testimonial you want to display, you would select it out of that list and it would populate over here underneath your testimonials. And you'll have a little carousel where someone could flip through. You also have some filter options as well. Maybe you only want 4-star and up to show, and you sort by a couple of either the oldest or the newest. Okay. You do have a basic option for testimonials if you want. That means it will only be the ones you've added right here and only in the order in which you set it. Okay. It won't rotate through. We'll go back to dynamic, and that way you can let it sort based on the features that you've set up here. Like newest will always come to the top right here. Okay. And last but not least, your blog that you have on your home page here, you can decide to display or hide this, change the title or description, and you can set this automatically, or excuse me, you can set this to dynamic as well instead of just being on basic. Basic, again, is always going to be where you manually enter which blogs you want to show. But if you will do dynamic, it will actually sort through, like if you've added some more blog posts to your team site, this will help sort the newest to the top always. So you have some options there. You can also feature certain ones if you want those to show in the first grouping always. You can always come and add those to the featured. Similar to like when we were adding the featured team members. Team members will always show there, blogs will always show here, but you can decide which ones show first. And that's it for your home page. On the top right, you'll always want to click Save if you made any changes. And then we'll just go right back here to the KW logo to go back into the website editor. And from here, you do have that blog page as a default page. We're going to go ahead and open that for you. There's not terribly a lot here, but you can click on this gray section and customize a little further if you want. This is the page that consumers will see if they click blog at the top right of your team site. Again, title and description on this page, as well as the order that the blogs show in. You can come here, you have that dynamic and basic option again, a few sort options, and you can choose to feature multiple blogs towards the top if you prefer. Maybe you've gotten a lot of great reviews or feedback on particular blogs, or it has to do with maybe your niche in the market. You've created a blog that really brings a lot of value. Maybe you want to feature that towards the top. You can decide to do that here with the plus sign. Last but not least, I'm going to go back to the KW here at the top, bring you back to the main web editor, and I want to show you your organization site, if I can still speak. Over here on the left, it's the little sandwich menu. You would give that a click. Under admin, you can go to organization site. With this, there are a couple of things that you can edit on your site. I just really warn you, this can be a little touchy back here because you're in your site settings. So please be cautious. Careful what you click on. But here you can actually adjust your team name on your site. This is one of the areas that you would edit that. But if it's not displaying correctly on your site, this is where you can come and make a change. Below that, you also have the option to change that theme. Same thing when I showed you underneath the basic settings, but right here is another option. When you're in expert mode, you can change that theme just by clicking on this field and choosing an option. Your Market Center name should be automatic. You shouldn't have to edit any of this information. I do want to show you though, this is that second place that you would add Google Analytics. Again, you guys can always reach out to us if you'd like us to set that up for you. Um, we'd be happy to, but this is one of the places that you would add that Google Tag ID in order to track traffic and activity on your KW team site. Navigation. You guys on that team site, let's go back on the team site really quick. This is your top menu up here on the top right. It's also considered your top navigation. You can customize this. For instance, maybe you want something else to show instead of a search property tag. Maybe you don't want the blog link to show up here at the top. There is a way to customize this and change it around. We do have a tip video to show you how to do that. That is also, I'll go with a newer feature of the KW sites. It is a little touchy, it's a little fidgety, so please go into it with some caution. But you can build this menu how you would like it. Well, right here where I was in the organization site to show you, this is where it would show up. Once you build it, it would show here under custom org navigation. So I'm just showing you the back end where you would know where it lives in case you need to know. But I wouldn't come back here and adjust too much unless you just wanted to. What you see here without it being custom, this is just an inherited navigation. These are the links that show underneath the More tab. So for your team site, under the More tab, if you want to change the order in which these pages appear, or maybe there's something here that you don't want to appear, you can come right here to your org site, drag and drop these into a different order. Or if you want to remove them, you have the option to do that over here. Okay. And you can unpublish those pages as well, which will also remove them from the More tab. So you do have an option. And by the way, on your team site, if you don't have these pages added just yet, you can always reach out to us and we can help get those additional pages added to your team site for you. That way you have a little more meat, a little more content on your site automatically. We can also do the local school search page as well. And why work with KW? So have, I think, 4 or 5 different page options that we can give to you. So if you want to reach out to us, we'll be happy to give you those options and you let us know which or all of the pages that you want to be added. That brings us to the end of our class today, guys, for our team website overview. If you're here with me live, go ahead and drop those questions in the chat. I'll be happy to get them answered for you. I will stay a couple minutes after class to do that. And if you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Thanks for watching.